Greetings of the day. I'm Dr. Kaveri Swamy, Head Department of Social Sciences and Languages, Kristu Jayanti College, Bangalore. Today, I'm going to explain to you about the role of industrialization in environmental pollution. So we'll begin with an introduction. Industrialization refers to the transition from agrarian economies to ones dominated by industry and machine manufacturing. It has been a cornerstone of modern economic development, offering pathways to the growth and prosperity. This shift began during the Industrial Revolution in the late 18th century and has since accelerated significantly, transforming societies worldwide. The primary goal of industrialization is to boost economic output, improve standard of living, and create jobs. While industrialization has undoubtedly improved human life by providing goods and services at an unprecedented scale, it has also led to widespread environmental degradation. The rapid development of industries has resulted in increased pollution, depleted natural resources, and disrupted ecosystem. Now let's begin with the next is how the breakdown of industrialization has contributed to the environmental pollution. The first kind of the environmental effect on the society is through the air pollution. Industrial processes, especially in sectors like manufacturing, energy production, and transportation, are the major source of air pollution. Some key contributors includes factories and power plants. The emission from burning fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas releases large amount of carbon dioxide, sulfur oxide, nitrogen oxides, and particulate matters into the atmosphere. These pollutants contribute to smog, acid rain, and respiratory illness. The second one, that is, we have the pollution which has been created to the automobiles and trucks. The rise of transportation during industrialization has led to the emission of harmful gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and volatile organic compounds, and gasoline and diesel engines, which exacerbate air quality issues in urban areas. Now we'll move on to the next type of pollution, that is water pollution. Industrial activities often releases pollutants into rivers, lakes, and oceans, affecting the aquatic ecosystem and water supplies. Among them, we have the first one is the chemical waste and industrial discharges. Factories and chemical plants can discharge toxic substances such as heavy metals, pesticides, and solvents into nearby water bodies. These pollutants contaminate water source, harm aquatic life, and pose risk to human health. We have the next is oil spills. Oil extraction, transportation, and processing industries are responsible for oil spills that damage marine environments, destroy habitats, and harm wildlife. We have the other one is the wastewater. Industrial processes often generate large amount of wastewater that may contain pollutants like detergent oils and heavy metals. Without proper treatment, these can contaminate freshwater resources. Now we'll talk about the next type of pollution, that is called as a soil pollution. Industrial activities have led to the widespread soil contamination, which can degrade agricultural land and harm ecosystem. Among them, we have the chemical and pesticide runoff. The use of fertilizers, pesticides, and herbicides in industrial farming can lead to soil contamination. These chemicals can seep into the ground, affecting the soil quality and potentiality, entering water supplies through runoff. The second one we have is hazardous waste disposal. Industrial operations may generate hazardous waste such as solvents, plastics, and metals, which can contaminate the soil when improperly disposed of. This leads to long-term environmental damage affecting biodiversity and the ability of the soil to support plant life. Let's move on to the next one. That is, we have the deforestation and land degradation. Among them, we have the first one is urban action. The growth of cities and industries, industrial zones, has led to the deforestation and loss of biodiversity. Forest, wetlands, and other ecosystems are cleared to make way for factories, infrastructure, and agriculture. The next one we have is mining and extra activity industries. The extraction of minerals, coals, and oil often requires large-scale land disruption, which results in soil erosion, loss of vegetation, and the destruction of habitats for the wildlife. Mining activities can also release toxic chemicals into the surrounding environment. Now we will move on to the next one, that is, we have a climate change. Industrialization, particularly through the burning of the fossil fuels, has been a major driver of climate change. Among them, we have the first one is the greenhouse gas emission. The Industrial Revolution initiated a massive increase in the burning of coal, oil, and gas for the energy. This resulted in the release of large amounts of greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide and methane, which trap heat in the atmosphere and contribute to the global warming. The second one we have is the electronic waste, which is also being referred as the e-waste. As technology and electronics became more prevalent, industrialization led to the surge in the electronic waste. Improper disposal of e-waste can release harmful substances like lead, mercury, cadmium into the environment. Now we'll talk about the next type of the pollution, that is called as the noise pollution. Industrial activities, especially in urban areas, contribute significantly to the noise pollution. Among them, we have the first one, construction and manufacturing. Noise from factories, construction sites, and machinery can disrupt local communities and wildlife. Prolonged exposure to high noise levels can have negative health effects such as hearing loss and increased stress levels. We come with the next type of pollution, that is called as a thermal pollution. Industrialization, particularly in power plants, contribute to thermal pollution. Among them, we have one, that is cooling system. Many power plants use waters from nearby rivers or lakes to cool their systems. After being heated, the water is often released back into the environment at a higher temperature, which can disrupt local ecosystems and harm aquatic life by decreasing oxygen levels in the water. Thank you. We'll meet you in the next session. So once again, thank you so much.